it would be a lot better if it was the gold medal game or the championship game in this World Baseball Classic. But it's still a playoff game. The loser will go home. Loser leaves town match, as we like to call it. Yes, it's Canada. The USA. Canada has finally advanced for the first time ever, Arash, at the World Baseball Classic.
It's pretty cool. I won't lie. I was watching that yesterday. Cal Quantrill gets the ball. We talked about this the other day, Barney. Like, Cal was terrific, but his dad's the pitching coach, and two generations of Quantrills in the most pivotal game that Canada's played in a while. They do it together. And then James Paxton. Like, you talk about dudes who are locked in on the mound. Here he is. And they had to take him out after 49 pitches, but he was as dialed in as it gets. And so here's a baseball program that has been through it over the years, and everybody wondered kind of if all the stars aligned and everybody played, what if? And now they are the number one seed going into the quarterfinal. And for guys like Ernie Witt, the manager, who's been connected to Canadian baseball forever, Greg Hamilton, who's run Canada baseball, the high performance forever, for the two of them to be on the bench and the camera pan to them right after, and they, like, two unemotional guys, two stoic guys, to break into a smile and hug. I mean, that doesn't really happen. You could tell how much that meant to them.
What does Ernie Wood have for a pro job? Like, what does he do?
He's retired. He's retired.
Yeah.
And every 3 years, Sharky, he commits to being the skipper for Team Canada. So it was funny, yeah.
Ernie figured it out. Ernie figured it out.
Like, if you look at that coaching staff, Justin Morneau, former AL MVP, who's made over $100 million in his career. Justin does some TV work in Minnesota, where he now lives. But he donates his time to come back to the program. Russ Martin, God bless him, who made $80 million in his career, has 4 kids at home. He's from Montreal, but now lives in Arizona. 4 kids at home. He donates his time to the program, and he also helps out some of the junior national team players on the development side. Donates his time. I was bugging Tim Leeper yesterday because Leap had been the third base coach the last couple of years, or last couple of World Baseball Classics and Olympic qualifiers. Leeper's now with the New York Mets. I think he's the third base coach of the Mets. And I said, well, you leave and look what happens.
You're the problem.
You're the problem. And he said, I just texted Larry Walker and I said, we're never going to be welcome back to Team Canada ever again. So, like, everybody feels part of this, which is really cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Canada, USA. Let's go tomorrow night. I think it's 6 o'clock our time. It starts. The spot in the semifinals is up for grabs. What do we know about this game tomorrow then?
Well, we're going up against the greatest USA team ever assembled. So that's the first thing. Like, there's no holes in this lineup.
How did Italy beat
Italy found some.
Italy found some. Here's the thing about baseball, guys. Baseball is 162. So the last place team in baseball still wins 50, 60, 65 games a year. It happens. So now it's just got to happen again, and everybody's not in midseason form or anything like that. In a one-game do or die, it's not a best of 7. It's not a series. Yeah. You just got to go. You just got to go do it. Now, I don't know if they've announced their starter. I'm assuming it's going to be Mike Soroka, Calgary guy, pitched for Atlanta for a while, just one injury after another, and he's bounced around a couple of teams. But Soroka can give them some length. But it's just one of these things now where it's just lightning in a bottle, and you just try and ride this wave as long as you can. It's pretty cool.
It is. Very cool. A lot of fun to watch.
I'll tell you one other thing, and I sent this to Colson. I don't know if you have the video, Colson. It's of the Naylor brothers. So, like, Josh Naylor is now the captain of this team. His younger brother, Bo, is the catcher on this team. 2 dudes from Mississauga. And afterwards, there they are. For those watching on the stream, there had to be about, I don't know, 150, 200 Canadian fans, and they're looking for their family. They're looking for their friends. Where are they? Like when they leave here, it's back to regularly scheduled business at spring training. It's their job, their pros, etc. But like, this is the closest thing to being a kid again. This is the closest thing to being with the buddies that you came up with in under 17s and under 19s. And now you're doing it as an adult. And now you're doing it with a Canada on your chest. And now some people that came up with you along the way are in the stands. I just think it's such a cool thing. And there's nothing better than representing your country. And there's nothing better than winning when you're representing your country.
That's true.
The baseball talk going because the Blue Jays are doing the spring training thing, but interesting scratch on their roster.
So Tuesday night, Canada played Puerto Rico. The plan for Puerto Rico was to start Jose Barrios, who a year ago at this time, the Jays had just announced was going to be their opening day starter for last year. Well, Barrios, it got a little murky, and then they said Barrios can't come because insurance won't pay for him to come. And that drew some alarm bells because the only reason he wouldn't be cleared is if there's a pre-existing issue. So then the Blue Jays put him into an MRI to see what was going on, and they found some inflammation in the elbow. Now, Barrios is saying, he had inflammation in the other elbow last year. Barrios is saying, I don't feel this. It's not an issue to me. And John Schneider's point was, it hadn't even come up all the spring. And if not for the WBC, nobody would even know about it. But now that we do know about it, what are we going to do? Are we going to back him off? Or, what are we going to do to figure things out? Barrios is going to have to be a big part of this rotation. Like, he's a guy making over $20 million this year. So it's funny what happens when insurance and money and other things get involved, but maybe by accident, they've just found out that something with one of their key starting pitchers isn't quite right.
Yeah. What a weird story that the insurance company comes up with the reason that you can't play baseball.
Well, because, Sharky, if he gets injured, if he gets hurt, they're on the hook for $20 million US. So what is the insurance company going to put him through to make sure that he's not cleared to play?
The rider on that's pretty big on that insurance bill.
Yeah, the deductible something right there.
Lloyd's of London.
Right.
Hey, speaking of MRIs, NFL, we talked to Darian Durant about this in hour one. I love it. I love it because it's so crazy. It's like, and you watch the social media stuff and everything that went on and what happened last year. If people don't know, the Raiders sat him down. They were like, no, we were going to eventually move you. So we don't want you to play. And he was kind of pissed about it because even though they stunk and then they move him, traded 2 first-round Baltimore, 2 first-round picks, everything is good, goes to Baltimore, then they rescind the trade because of a failed physical. We don't hear about this happening that often.
So it's not a failed physical. Okay, there's nothing.
You can use that card. That's the beauty of it.
So there was nothing the Ravens knew that they didn't know before. Except that Trey Hendrickson, all of a sudden, his price was known. And wait a minute, we can get a guy for around the same production, around the same age, for around the same amount of money, and we don't have to give up 2 first-round picks for him, and we don't have to wait for the injury to heal? Like, to me, this is buyer's remorse all over it. And then the excuse to do it is to say failed physical. And like, you have to be really careful if you're a pro sports franchise when you pull a stunt like this. And I think you look at it and you say, okay, the end justifies the means because it's 2 first-round picks and they're very valuable. But the minute you start doing stuff like this, agents, And top-end players are like, do I really want to do business with them? Do I really trust them? Do I really want to, the next time there might be a trade opportunity with another team.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know if I'm going to go down the road with Baltimore because I know they can screw me at any time. So it's a very, very slippery slope. And Eric DeCosta's got to do a few mea culpas, not just to Raiders management, but to some other people along the way.
Because he's basically dropped the value of Crosby, right? Like he's dropped his value by saying he failed his physical, right? Like the Raiders can't do anything else with him.
Well, they can, but they're
losing.
Now you're 40 cents on the dollar.
That's right.
Well, and it's hard now because, teams have basically spent their money. So you're up against the cap, and that. Look, to me, Maxx Crosby returns to the Raiders. Everyone's going to do an awkward, hey, Max. Apparently he was in the facility today working out. And this time next year, Maxx Crosby will be on the trading block again. But I think it's too late at this point, and the price tag remains too high, too rich for anybody else's blood, too.
I see. Part of me thinks, though, and I don't know the Raiders that well and everything. They've signed. It's around the draft. Maybe something could happen around the draft. Or he starts the year, comes out gangbusters. Now, the Raiders probably still ain't going to win many games. They ain't coming out of that division.
No.
Then you have, some I guess, clout.
Some value.
Value is the word I'm looking for, yeah. But
Barney, I hear you, though, but the issue is this. The issue is his cap hit this year is almost $36 million. So who's got the room?
That's what I was going to say, yeah. Like, I don't... Tennessee?
Yeah.
Have fun.
And what are they going to send back to make the cap room? Yeah.
Right.
But the other thing of it all, like, you got the Tom Brady effect. And I think Tom can get into a room and say, hey, listen, Mac, they screwed up. It wasn't me, it was them. It's not you, it's them. They feel bad. We want you here. Do you want to be, can we? And then everyone's going to listen to Tommy. Who doesn't listen to Tommy? Besides Giselle.
Like, I think Kansas City's toast. Okay? I just think their window's closed. I think they're fooling themselves.
Do you think Kelsey gets moved?
I don't.
Ooh.
Unless he wants to. But what I'm saying is a team like KC, if they're 9-2, 9-3, and they lose somebody on their defensive line, with Mahomes coming back, with Kelsey at his age, with Chris Jones at his age, just where they are as a franchise right now, would they pull the trigger giving up a 1 and a 3? Would that be enough for the Raiders to take a 1 and a 3? I don't know.
So a little like Green Bay grabbing Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still hurts, by the way.
My friend Google says several teams have the financial flexibility to accommodate Maxx Crosby's contract, which carries a high salary for the 2026 season. The Washington Commanders currently lead, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Chicago Bears.
Now, are they willing to give up 2 1s?
Well, but do you have to anymore, though? Do you have to? They've kind of... Now, Vegas is just... It's like Kramer and the free coffee. All the coffee you can drink, we'll take it.
And what a reference. I think that next offseason, the price tag will be higher than what they can get in season for him.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah. It's a big one.
And his money's guaranteed?
Pretty much. See, Crosby gives you second half of this year and the next 2 years of major production. Then after that, who knows, with the knee and everything else. But he's a window guy that's going to be really impactful.
What else did you like? What else is curious? Are you curious about everything that's happening in the NFL?
Well, where's Kyler Murray? Like, what I find fascinating is all these quarterbacks who are available, veteran quarterbacks that other teams are paying $35-36 million their salary, and anybody can get them for 1.3, 1.5. Like, we just saw Geno Smith go to the Jets. We talked about that on Tuesday. Kyler Murray, the idiot Kirk Cousins. I think that's his first name, by the way. The idiot, like all one word.
That's a personal shot.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray's at home playing video games in his basement. He didn't care.
He's going to end up in Minnesota, and we're going to be sitting here in October and November, and you're going to be banging your head against that nice painting behind you.
Nobody's going to touch it.
What about Aaron Rodgers? Does he come back? Is it going to be Pittsburgh?
Call it a career, man.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers in a sweat lodge right now, meeting with his high priestess, trying to figure out what he's going to do?
I don't know which of you will enjoy this more. I saw this today and I nearly fell off my chair. The Seattle Seahawks have won a game recently. The Seattle Seahawks have won a game more recently than the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was the 8th of February. It is a full calendar month after. Now, obviously, there was an Olympic break.
Wow.
But when you go 0-8 or whatever it is on this stretch, it's something in these parts.
That is great. I haven't seen that. That is awesome. I think I like it more than Sharky.
Well, no, I love it. Okay, so that brings me to the story that has popped up in a couple places about Chris Pronger going to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, I think everybody's just throwing out options of what they are
just
to
throwing
do,
mud
what
at the wall,
they can
right?
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is a town where it's so interesting. People care more about the executives in charge than the players. And they're looking for an air quote savior to come in and fix everything. Like, I moved here in 2009, so almost 20 years. First, it was Brian Burke who was going to save the day.
Yeah.
Then it was Mike Babcock who was going to save the day. Then it was Brendan Shanahan who was going to save the day. Now it's whatever this is to save the day. Okay, Chris Pronger. He's going to bring an edge and a toughness, and he worked, for the league and for a team. Man.
I don't know that there's not a short-term fix or an instant solution fix for this Toronto franchise. It's deep and it's ugly.
It's funny.
Well, it's just funny too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's in the water. I don't know if it's just rotten in the foundation of the buildings. Like, it's impossible to do. Like, they've been horrific forever. No matter who the management is, no matter who the coaches are, no matter who the captain is, no matter who the goaltender is, they haven't gotten out of the second round of the playoffs in like the internet era. Like what are we doing here?
It's crazy, man.
And they're going to have a great seat for the first round this year at home on the couch.
Sure.
In the bar at the golf course.
Oh, Tehran. What was that team that we had yesterday?
The Sarnia
Legionnaires of the Greater Ontario Hockey League went 0-50
this year.
No overtime losses either. All regulation losses.
The Leafs should reach out to that
Sharky would
guy.
like a jersey or some sort of memorabilia, some sort of paraphernalia. I don't know if you can go take in a game. Well, I guess the season's over now.
You can't.
They're definitely not making the playoffs.
But that
this just
should talk to the Leafs. Yeah.
The decision desk. It's like election night. The decision desk.
0-50.
That's incredible.
That's a tough
A
look.
minus 258 goal differential.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
They need some new scouting staff. They got to find some different bodies.
By the way, some rumors du jour.
I like
Remember
it.
last year, the Four Nations and the success that it was, et cetera, that the league put on? My understanding is that the World Cup of Hockey is going to return in 2028, not in September, but back in February, again, which I am assuming means no All-Star game, that the World Cup of Hockey World Cup of Hockey will be 8 teams, not 4. 1 division of 4 in Canada, 1 division of 4 overseas, and that Calgary and Edmonton, Calgary with its new rink, will do a joint bid, and Alberta's going to be in the mix to host pool play in one run round and then the medal round afterwards. So don't be surprised if you hear something about this soon.
Who's the 8 countries then? They're not going to do that silly Young Guns and Team Europe again, are they?
No, I mean, who are the usual suspects? I'm just guessing now. Sweden, Finland, Czechia.
They bring Russia in?
Slovakia.
Canada, USA, Slovakia. Look, man, maybe Latvia. Maybe
Russia?
Latvia.
Do they let Russia play?
I think the Swiss before Latvia.
Yeah, the Swiss could be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Latvia.
Now, the one difference with this would be, I'm assuming, because it's the NHL running it, is that would have to be NHL, AHL players. I don't think you could get pros playing in some of the other leagues overseas.
Yeah. Germany.
So
that makes it tough. Germany doesn't have. I don't have enough. Germany's going to run 6 forwards in 3D like a Tuesday night senior game in Q Park.
I mean, what Czechia could do, they could go get that pitcher who threw 4 2/3 scoreless innings against Japan, get him, leave the electrician business for 2 weeks. Maybe he could be a backup goaltender.
He's wiring a couple of condos.
He's going to be late. Got a safety meeting.
Do you think Iran or Iran, do you think they'll actually pull out and not play in the World Cup?
Man, I don't know. It's March.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, buddy, it is 3 months away, and it's going to get a lot uglier before it gets nicer. I don't know. I was asking somebody who would have an idea with the craziness happening in the States, with the craziness happening in Mexico over the last month or so. I said, is there any scenario where Canada gets more matches for the World Cup? And effectively, the answer was maybe 1. And I'm like, okay, well, explain why.
Yeah.
And, say, like Commonwealth Stadium, for instance, right now it's just Toronto and Vancouver that are going to host. Commonwealth is putting a grass field in for 1 friendly against Uzbekistan, June 1st, a tune-up match for Canada. And then they're going to put a new turf into Commonwealth. But the answer was basically this. Look, we can't go into any other city because there's so much that goes into it, security, logistics, whatever. Okay. Why can't Toronto or Vancouver do more is because it has to be natural grass. And the grass, you can't just play every single day, 1 or 2 matches a day on grass. You think about it, Olympics, they move in stadiums all over the place. The grass needs, and this was the line they used, time to recover.
I see.
Yeah. So
I agree.
If you follow me on a golf course, you'll understand that. Yeah.
There you go.
It's more in the woods. More in the shrubs. Okay.
Yeah, so we're out of grass stadiums? Is that the reason? We just don't have any natural grass stadiums that would support
There's one, Sharky. Like even BC Place, they're putting in grass just for the World Cup. But you think about it, McMahon's turf, Commonwealth is now going to be a brand new turf. Regina's turf, Winnipeg's turf, like on and on you go. The only grass field is BMO Field in Toronto, which they're going to call Toronto Stadium. But everybody else uses a turf for if you want to do multi-purpose,
you gotta have turf.
We know on days that
and these guys won't play on artificial surfaces. It's taboo.
You can't.
Yeah, we know that's a non-starter.
We know days when Jeffrey in Calgary's not listening because he would have piped up with something about McMahon.
Oh, by the way, Schefter says it's official. Kyler Murray is signing a 1-year deal
with the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh my God!
We need
that video game console for Minnesota.
Can I tell you a story about this on this day in 2009?
Oh yeah,
I was just about to ask.
He was. I talked about this earlier with him today.
Excited. No, I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat.
In 2009, because you've met her, Mrs.
I thought it was
S.
going to be about this. Yep.
Mrs. S was able to lock down 4 tickets to Michael Jackson's final shows at the O2 Arena in London, England.
Wow.
It was on this day in 2009. It was, what was it, 360,000 pre-sale tickets, 33 seats a minute sold. She was able to get 4, and we were so excited, and we were planning it, and we were going with a couple other big fans, and then he went and died.
And then
I was working here. I remember that day. I went back, and they said, hey, did you hear? And I was like, what? Like, Michael Jackson died. And I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, no, he did. And I'm like, well, what?
I got tickets.
Yeah, man. That sucked.
Hey,
Did you get
Jeffrey
refund on
Rennie-
your tickets?
Of course we did.
Yeah.
Well, don't say of course these days, the way some of these ticket operators work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Get
2009.
refund on your
too.
flight?
Did Jeffrey Renendi in Calgary? Did he track you down?
He did not.
Okay.
He did not.
There was a man in a long leather trench coat, full length,
Waiting outside the arena.
and he just stood outside my hotel the whole
There he
day.
is. Jeffrey.
He's back in.
Yeah, he's
Jeffrey,
there.
where were you, man?
There you are. He's
Yeah.
there. He wants some World Cup action at McMahon. All right, bud. Have a good weekend. Great watch tomorrow night. I'm gonna be watching 2
Yes.
hockey games. They're out of the corner of my eye watching Canada U.S. baseball. We'll regroup Tuesday.
Sorry for your loss in 2009, by the way.
Oh man.
Belated condolences.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
I guess bad.
Bad.
Yeah. Thriller's good too, but yeah.
Yeah.
None of the above.
It's a good list. There's a good list. All right.
All right.
See you, Arash.